To paraphrase a quote by James Baldwin, children have never been really good at listening to their elders, but they've been very good at imitating them. I remember watching my father growing up. Now, my father would always talk to me about doing the right thing, about being responsible, about being a good leader, about being a hard worker. And when you're a kid, when you're listening to your parents, sometimes it goes in one ear and out the other. But I watched my father develop some keystone habits that have impacted me today. My father would always read a good book. He would always write everything down, and he would always have conversations that mattered. And when you would have a conversation with my dad, some people would think that he was a doctor or a lawyer or some big important person. But he would tell you, I got all of my information from books. He would say, if someone has put it in a book, there's no way you can keep it from me. And it was through this habit of reading that my father has amassed this huge body of knowledge. He also writes everything down. He has a legal pad and a pencil and a pen and a napkin and a scratch pad just about everywhere. He's always dreaming up ideas and plans of things to work on. And I've always watched my father have conversations that matter. He was never afraid to walk up and talk to anyone about anything, especially if he needed help, especially if he needed insight, especially if he needed a resource. And to watch my father do that, not to hear him talk to me about doing it so much, but to watch him. Would you know that I'm building a library myself because I watched my father read? Would you know that in my own house, I have notepads and pencils all over the place because I watched my father write? And would you know that my kids make fun of me because they say, Dad, every time we go somewhere, you got to talk to strangers. Well, it's because my dad helped me develop those keystone habits, not by telling me, but by showing me. And if you want to grow your kids, if you want to grow your family into good leaders, develop keystone habits that you practice every single day. So they're not hearing you talk about doing the right thing, but they're seeing you do the right thing. That's why my girls have pencils and pens and markers and notepads everywhere. That's why I take them to the library and they read dozens of books every week. And that's why, believe it or not, they're learning how to talk to strangers. Not in the weird and crazy way, but to learn how to build relationships and how to network and how to discover other people's stories. And these keystone habits that were started by my dad, translated to me, are being passed on to my children because that's what good leaders do. They don't just talk about it, they live it out.